In 1928, a scientist left a dirty Petri dish by his window and accidentally discovered the cure that would save 100 million lives. Alexander Fleming was a brilliant but messy researcher at St. Mary's Hospital in London. He was obsessed with finding a cure for deadly infections that killed more people than war itself. Fleming spent years studying Staphylococcus, a bacteria that caused fatal blood poisoning, pneumonia, and infected wounds. His laboratory was famously chaotic with dirty dishes, old experiments, and clutter everywhere. In September 1928, Fleming was preparing to study more bacterial samples when he decided to take a 2-week vacation to Scotland. Being his usual disorganized self, he left dozens of unwashed Petri dishes stacked by an open window and forgot about them completely. When Fleming returned from vacation, he started cleaning up his mess. Most of the dishes had grown disgusting bacteria cultures that he immediately threw in the trash. But one particular dish caught his attention. It had grown a patch of fuzzy green mold, which wasn't unusual. Labs often got contaminated with airborne mold spores. However, Fleming noticed something extraordinary. In a perfect circle around the green mold, all the deadly Staphylococcus bacteria had completely disappeared. The bacteria that should have been thriving was dead. Fleming stared at this dish for hours trying to understand what he was seeing. The green mold was somehow killing the deadliest bacteria known to science. He realized this accidental contamination could be the miracle cure doctors had been searching for centuries. Fleming carefully preserved the mold and began experimenting with it. He discovered the mold belonged to the Penicillium family, so he named his discovery penicillin. But convincing the medical world was nearly impossible. For 12 long years, Fleming presented his findings to conferences and journals, but nobody took him seriously. Doctors dismissed penicillin as laboratory curiosity with no practical value. Fleming couldn't get funding or support to develop it further. Then World War II erupted and everything changed. Soldiers were dying from infected wounds faster than enemy bullets could kill them. To Oxford scientists, Howard Florey and Ernst Boris Chain finally recognized the potential of Fleming's forgotten discovery. They worked frantically to figure out how to mass-produce penicillin in time for the war effort. By D-Day in 1944, Allied forces had enough penicillin to treat wounded soldiers. For the first time in human history, a simple infection couldn't kill you. Fleming's moldy dish had become the world's first antibiotic, defeating diseases that had plagued humanity since the beginning of time. Alexander Fleming won the Nobel Prize in 1945, not for his brilliant research, but for being messy at exactly the right moment.